The problem is that communicating with the client is not always so easy. If there's a deadline coming up, I can't just say to the customer, "Oh, I can't work on Friday because I'm trying out some crazy stuff with my band."
Working through the weekend, turning in projects in the middle of the night. During his years in advertising, Maurice Mersinger experienced that regularly. Now he and the co-founder of Kling Klang Klong can compose when they want to.
We all had a time in which we worked too much. We all suffered from symptoms, whether it was things like occupational burnout or just being in a bad mood all the time. We've all had our experience with that. So it was very important for us to have an environment in our company that protects us against that.
Innerhalb unseres Unternehmens davon geschützter Raum entsteht.
In 2014, they founded Kling Klang Klong, but not just anywhere. They decided to locate their company in Berlin, a city with relatively low rents, low living costs, and a lot of freedom. Germany has a lively creative industry, which is also highly competitive. Clients like robotics specialist KUKA have been a bonanza for the Berlin-based sound designers, not just because of the money. Visitors to KUKA's showroom get to experience an interactive science fiction show. The Berlin company composed the sound for it. A choreography of robot arms, interpreted musically.
Yes, like that.
Yeah, the acoustics are a bit difficult, but we'll manage. When you enter a showroom like this, it's a problem if there's too much sound. That bothers people. They want to be able to talk to each other. But if there wasn't any sound, it would all seem too sterile and not futuristic. People don't consciously perceive it, but once the sound is there, it does something to you, whether you want it to or not.
The love of music influences their creativity at work. If a project doesn't need to be finished immediately, co-founder Valentin von Lindenau takes some time out for his band. On Fridays, the sound studio becomes a rehearsal room.
You spend most of your life at work, and if it's not something I'm passionate about, I feel as if I'm wasting my life to some extent. That's what I used to feel like in all my jobs, working at a gas station, for instance. As soon as they asked me to work there for half a day, 4 or 5 days a week, I had the feeling I was spending my whole life at the gas station. And if I'm not passionate about it, it kind of drives me nuts.
The four founders had to think long and hard about taking the step to becoming self-employed. Felipe Sanchez Luna also wanted to be his own boss. He's from Colombia and has lived in Germany for more than 10 years. For him, the decision to co-found the company was a particularly risky one.
I had been working for 5 years in a company with a permanent contract. That was a long time, and deciding to leave was difficult. I had no security. And especially as a foreigner, it's not easy to take the leap and say, I'll risk everything, including my residence permit. But it was worth it.
The sound designers are doing well. But many creatives in Berlin struggle to make ends meet.
I always go with an ugly one, and I won't care if she leave me. And forward, forward.
This bus is part of an initiative designed to provide support, funding and visibility to creatives. The centre of competence tours the country providing advice.
We in the cultural and creative industries know a lot about passion, but we know far too little about profit. And that's what we are trying to do, show that with passion you can sell a lot.
The sound designers from Kling Klang Klong took that kind of advice right from the outset. In the meantime, they've grown accustomed to the fact that they're no longer just creatives, but creative entrepreneurs.
At some point, money becomes a central issue. And it wasn't really our nature to be primarily concerned with money. But we learned to do it, and it became an automatic part of our work, so we don't notice it anymore. But it was quite a learning curve.